Good morning. Welcome back, everybody. I hope you had a good night's sleepy. Today is Take Back Friday live on the pre-market PulseScan report with yours truly, Dex the Algo Capitalist, aka the Vulcan, coming to you live from PulseWaveTrading.com, home of the amazing, supernatural, paranormal trading system, the PulseWave Price Trigger Reports. What it look like? How y'all doing out there today? Hopefully everybody is doing well. Hopefully everybody is had a great week and made some coin. You know, put some money in your pocket. Put some money out in your pocket. You know, we wake up not knowing what the day holds for us. We don't know if the world is on fire when we wake up. Heck, we don't even know if we're gonna wake up the next morning, right? Well, today we have woken up to what I would like to call lunacy. Your president, whether you voted for him or not, Mr. Donald Trump, has made statements saying he's threatening more tariffs on China. Isn't that how we got here? This all started with tariffs. There was a trade war. There was tariffs being threatened. Isn't that how we got here, folks? What is going on? Why do you want to do that in a time like this? We need China to give us our pharmaceuticals, man. America needs its fix. It needs to get its drug on. What are you doing, Mr. Trump? It's not good enough that you guys already broke the financial system. Isn't it not good enough that you've literally destroyed every form of investment vehicle known to man? And now you want to go and you want to do this on top of that? It's like we can't win, folks. Our government gets stupider and stupider every day. It's gotten to the point where it is no longer funny. It's not a funny joke anymore. Ha ha he he. No, it's not funny. No one's laughing anymore, Mr. President. We don't have time for this, Mr. President. You already broke the world economy, Mr. President. So I don't know what they are doing. Someone needs to get a hold of them and set them down and talk to them real quick. Let them know what's really going on here in these streets. Because obviously they're sitting in an ivory tower somewhere and they're unaware what's going on. I'm sure the president doesn't do his own grocery shopping, so he doesn't know that a lot of the aisles are empty in the grocery store. He doesn't know that you can barely find anything when you go to the store. He doesn't know these things. He doesn't know that the price of food has gone up 300 and 400%, and that you're getting less in your packaging. And then they use trickeration and sleight of hand to make the packages bigger, but the quantity inside the bag is less. But yet the price you pay for that said bag is double and triple the price. He is unaware. Someone needs to enlighten him because he is unaware. He is unaware. Obviously unaware. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why the powers that be are so bent on total destruction. Why do you want total destruction of the human race? Because that is what you are doing, and that is where we are headed. We are headed for full-fledged man-made Armageddon. Is it not enough that you know at some point in the future you will be going through tribulation and Armageddon? That's not good enough for you. Now you want to bring it about yourself. You want to bring about total devastation and ruin of your fellow man. Really? It's not good enough that we've lost like 50 billion jobs in America. That's not good enough for you. I tell you, man, it makes you wonder, are, is this reality or are we asleep? Are all of us still sleep? Is this a big dream and like we're just having this big massive dream where everyone's having the same dream at the same time, but it's not real? We're just sleeping. Makes you wish that that was the case, that all we got to do is pinch ourselves and we'll wake up from this nightmare and everything will be back to normal and everyone will be happy and going about their daily lives in peace mode. But no, they don't want us in peace mode. They want us in beast mode. They want everybody bugging out and wigging out. That's what they want. And they're not going to be satisfied until that's exactly what is happening. They want everybody just to lose it and start spazzing out. I do not know why they believe this foolishness, these wild doctrines, thinking that they are God's gift to the planet, that they have to do all the thinking for us, that we adults are incapable of thought process, that we're incapable of the truth, handling the truth. Just tell the truth. Just say, look, man, we don't like none of y'all. All right. We don't like none of you. We're trying to get rid of you. All right. The chemtrails aren't working fast enough. All right. The fluoride in the water isn't working fast enough. So this we got desperate. We got to get rid of y'all. Okay. We need to purge all of y'all. Why you think we made the show and the movie Purge? We did it because we're trying to drop hints to you guys that you need to die already. Just die. Now, if he came across the podium in his daily briefings and said that, it would be shocking. Our feelings would be a little bit hurt. But you know what, though? We would say, you know what, Mr. Trump? We actually respect you for that. You're the first president that actually kept it real with the people. I wish there was more like you. Okay, so now we can get on with the show. So you hate us. Okay, we understand that. That's okay. I got it. All right, all right, all right. You hate us. But let me ask you something. Why are you going about it like this? This is going to take even longer. And then he says, no, young man. See, this is what you don't understand, young man. No, this is going to make it really quick. See, it's not the virus that we were trying to use to exterminate you. Oh, no, you got it all wrong, young man. See, the whole pandemic, the reason why we had to make it a pandemic is because, you know, that would bring about the food shortages. See, we know that since we can't gas you to death, the chemtrails obviously aren't working. The fluoride in the water isn't making you drop dead fast enough, and the GMO food is backfiring. We were hoping that it would explode the cancer rates more than it has, but it's not. It's a slow process, and we really need to get rid of you now. And the best way to get rid of a human species is to starve it to death. And as you notice, first, we do it in stages. First, we got the meat shortage coming up. You won't be able to find any meat whatsoever. Then, after that, you can't find any fruits and vegetables. All right. So that's the next stage because, we understand that a lot of you thought that you were smarter than us and you became vegans and vegetarians. And so you like, haha, you meat eaters don't have no meat. Aha, haha. Well, see, we knew that you would be celebrating that and thinking that this doesn't affect you. So now we have to hit you with that GMO. So we're going to make up a nice little report and an excuse as to why there's no more non-GMO organic material growing out of the ground. We're going to hit you with that story a little later. So that's how we're doing it. We're purging you in stages. All right. So we're going to purge the meat eaters first. All right. We gotta get y'all up out of here first. And then once we got y'all up out of here, then we can focus on, the vegan vegetarian crowd, the ones that think that they're a little bit smarter than us. And then that's when we're going to come out and we're going to leak a report that says, oh, by the way, you've been eating GMO all this time. There are no more organic anything. All the seeds you've been buying that's been packaged, saying that it's 100% certified organic. That's when we're going to leak documents that show that it's not organic and it's been GMO all this time. And then right about when we make the announcement, that's when you'll notice your teeth are starting to fall out and stuff like that. Yeah, that's our plan for you guys. Yeah, we got it down pat, man. So you don't understand, young man. We've been working hard at this, you know. And now the trade war, we're gonna revamp that up again because you know that kind of went by the wayside because we were focusing on this whole epidemic thing, so we didn't have time to really focus our energy on the trade war again. So now we're gonna bring that beat back. All right, we're gonna go ahead and bring that beat back because that beat has to come back. We got to bring that beat back. Okay. Now after you bring that beat back, then that's when we're gonna start hitting you with all the other stuff. So we have to do this in stages so that you guys don't get too wise for your own good. So that's just how it has to be. And then we'll say, okay, Mr. President, we dig you, but now you check this here, partner. When the November election come up, you up out of here. And that's when he'll let out this real big laugh and turn red in the face like he always does. He'll get real red in the face, laughing. He'll be grabbing his stomach. Next thing you know, he'll be saying, I can't breathe. And of course, Secret Service will panic when he says that, and they all run up to the podium. He'll be like, no, I don't mean like that. I mean, I'm laughing so hard I can't breathe. I'm good. I don't have a coronavirus. You guys can back up. I'm good. Young man, this is what you don't understand. The reason why I'm laughing at you, young man, is because you don't understand. You don't have to not vote for me. It doesn't matter. We're not having an election this year. Oh, you young people, you guys, you tickle me. And they will say, what do you mean we're not having an election? Oh, you didn't know? We're going to extend this medical martial law. What you don't know is we've already planned for a second round of coronavirus, and it's going to come around the end of August to around mid-September. And then that's going to make me have to suspend the elections. And we've already planned what area of the country we're going to hit first. We're going to go for the most vulnerable sectors first. And it's just how we have to do it. And then I'll say, wait, I still don't understand, Mr. President. What do you mean the most vulnerable sectors of the U.S.? What are you talking about? They'll say, oh, you don't know? I'm talking about the Midwest, son. We're about to attack the Midwest because that's your bread basket right there. And then he says, oh, look at me, I made a pun. That's the bread basket. So we're gonna go and we're gonna attack that area. And if people are sick, they're not in the fields harvesting any grain, so the grain will rot in the ground. And then we'll have flyover footage of all the grain in the ground, all that good stuff. And then that's when we're gonna leak another document, and it'll come right from the FDA because we got to make this look really good. We'll say, oh, by the way, Roundup, come to find out, never caused any cancer to anything. As a matter of fact, Roundup was probably the best chemical of its kind because it cured malaria. Who knew? But we had to get that up out of here because that was interfering with our agenda of depopulation. So you see, we had to do what we had to do when we had to do it, and we just appreciate all of you, agreeing to handle this with us. Without you, none of this would have been possible. And so, as the President of the United States, I just want to thank you for your participation in all of this. I'm really serious about this. I want to thank you for your participation because, again, without you, none of this would have been possible. And that's how it's going to go down, folks. I just gave you a glimpse into the future. All right? A glimpse into the grim but real future. All right. Now we got to go ham. We got to go in. We got to look at these screens. All right. Okay. I'm getting a weird message I never seen before, so we're going to try this and see what's up. All right, here we go. overnight stuff. We got to do it. We got to do our housekeeping here. All right, so I gave you the rally and crash alerts last night. We went over the charts, okay, and we had to let you in on a little secret of the the 2-bar Charlie setups that we had, and so we did all of that. Now here's the results. The Dow was down 384 points, trading at the 23,848 handle. NASDAQ 100 is down 182 and a quarter points, trading at 8806 half. E-mini S&P 500 down 51 and a quarter, trading at 2850 and three quarters. Russell, which I made my hustle, is down 27 and a half, trading at 1279.2. Looking at Bitcoin Futures Composite Index, up $25, trading at 89.55. Looking at nat gas is off a penny and it's trading at $1.93. Crude oil, or should we nowadays call it rude oil, June front month contract is up $1.17, trading at $20.02 a barrel. Long bond, used to be known as the strong bond, is off 2 30 seconds, trading at 180 and 31 30 seconds. And gold is off $6.90, trading at $1,687.40 an ounce. Silver, no surprise here, up a nickel, trading at $15.03 an ounce after visiting that $14.82 low in the overnight. U.S. dollar index has given up some of its strength. It's now down 8 pips, trading at 98.93. Who warned you about the 98 handle? Who warned you? I believe that was me. The euro is up 27 pips at 109.89. The pound sterling is off 65 pips. You're going the wrong way, pound. It's trading at 125.37. And looking at the Aussie is off 76 pips at 64.47. Good grief. Canadian dollar is up about 72 pips, trading at 140.17. It kind of exploded. It's also going the wrong way. Taking a look at the euro yen, down 26 pips at 117.15. And going to food now. Beans are down 4 1/4 points at 8.51. Corn is off $1.75 at 3.18 1/4. And wheat is down 4, trading at 5.20 1/4. That is the overnight markets. All right, let's take a look at the overnight news thingies real quick. All right. RBS profits plunge 59% as it sets aside $788 million to defend itself from the coronavirus pandemic. Royal Bank of Scotland became the latest major lender to issue a coronavirus-stricken set of first quarter results Friday, reporting a 59% fall in profits compared to the same time last year. America's billionaires added $282 billion to their total wealth in 23 days during the coronavirus crisis, a report claims. The U.S. richest people continue to get richer even as the coronavirus pushes millions of American workers into unemployment, and a deep recession looms large over the economy, according to the report. A closely watched indicator of global economic health crashed 24% in April, the biggest drop since the global financial crisis. South Korean exports in April dropped at their sharpest rate since the financial crisis, with outbound shipments to all regions falling as the coronavirus pandemic cripples trade and causes an immense blow to demand for goods. The number of oil rigs in operation worldwide plunged in April, falling 22% at the end of March. There were 1,964 rigs operating. Baker Hughes' closely watched rig count showed Friday. By the end of April, there were just 1,514 of those 1,964 vessels in operation. Bill Gates thinks there are 8 to 10 promising coronavirus vaccine candidates, and one could be ready in as little as 9 months. There are more than 100 coronavirus vaccines in the works, and of those 8 to 10 have caught the eye of Microsoft founder Bill Gates. Since when did Bill Gates become a virologist or epidemiologist? How is he being looked at as an expert just because he has a massive amount of money that he gives to all of these secret society projects? All right. Ryanair is in advanced talks over possible new Boeing order. Ryanair is in advanced talks about a potential new plane order with Boeing, but possible price cuts or cancellation of its existing 737 MAX order are also part of the discussion, chief executive said on Friday. U.S. tech company Vonage bets on digital healthcare in Uganda. U.S. cloud service company Vonage is partnering with social enterprise CTA Africa to pioneer video-linked healthcare in Uganda, where good hospitals and qualified medical personnel care are scarce. Most global markets are shut for a May 1st Labor public holiday. In Europe, the FTSE 100 is down 1.92%. In Asia, the Nikkei 225 is down 2.84%. Futures underlining the Dow Jones Industrial Average fell 1.9%. The S&P 500 fell 2%, and the NASDAQ 100 dropped 2.5%. First quarter earnings coming in. Chevron and ExxonMobil are coming in. Economic data released today. USA construction spending data and USA total vehicle sales are due for release on Friday. All right. So that is the news we got from the overnight for this Labor Day. Not did I say late? Yeah, May 1st, Labor, whatever. Who gives a darn at this point? Exxon reported its first quarterly loss in 32 years. Its first quarterly loss in 32 years. Straight up. No diggity. I knew that was coming. I mean, you can't keep pounding the market the way they've been doing and then expect good things to happen. Okay. Here's a good one. Remember, I've been telling you guys about the broken system for a long time. I've been the only one that I know of on social media going all the way back to May the 10th, 2010, talking to you guys about how the markets have been broken down and basically the Fed has just been jacking things up, i.e. the bond market chart segment I showed you last night. The Fed poisons everything, and I mean everything, from markets, the economy, and I will even go as far as say politics. Sounds far-fetched? Let me make my case below. But as much as the Fed poisons everything, this crisis here again reveals a larger issue. The system is completely broken. It can't sustain itself without the Fed's ever more monumental interventions. That's right, folks. We have now entered into the stage of an interventionist economy. The interventions are absolutely necessary or the system collapses under its own broken facade. And this conflict, a Fed poisoning the economy's growth prospects on the one hand and its needed presence and actions to keep the broken system afloat on the other, has the economy and society on a mission to circle a perpetual drain. So how does the Fed poison everything? Let's start with the Fed actual process of working toward its stated mission: full employment and price stability. Hint, hint, wink, wink. How does it do that? Well, For the last 20 years, mainly by extremely low interest rates and balance sheet expansion, sprinkled with an enormous amount of jawboning, the principal effect is asset price inflation. It's not a side effect, it's the true mission. The Fed has been managing the economy via asset prices, even though Jay Powell again insisted on saying the Fed is not targeting asset prices. This is a lie from the pit of hell. And I can prove it with one chart. Cumulative NYAD, the flow into stocks versus M1 money supply. And this is what that picture looks like right hither and dither and whither. All right. This is what it look like. This is what it look like. This is what it look like. It was not until the Fed flooded markets with cheap money, creating housing. Remember that? Remember all of that stuff? Huh? How the Fed flooded markets with cheap money, creating the housing bubble. And that the NYAD equation changed dramatically. And it was not until the GFC that the Fed went full hog wild on M1 money supply that the NYAD went full vertical alongside of M1. There is no alternative forcing money into equities to manage the economy with a rising stock market. And guess what? They just saved the NYAD trend again by going vertical on M1 in a fashion never seen before. All this despite the SPX clearly breaking its long-term trend. So yes, the Fed is targeting asset prices, and Powell is lying when he says the Fed isn't. And the entire market knows this. Wall Street knows this. Why? Because the market is a follow the Fed machine, long trained to jump back into equities at any sign of Fed action, jawboning, and promises. It's no accident that "don't fight the Fed" is popular mantra. It's the very proof that market participants know that the Fed is in effect targeting asset prices. Just look at the past year and a half. All right. Big old chart. And as you can see here in the big old chart showing the Fed tightening, boom, market drops. Fed flip flops on Fed tightening, market rallies. Powell ready to cut again, boom, rate cut number one, drop. Rate cut number two, drop. Rate cut number three, we go up. $420 billion balance sheet expansion. Rate cut 4 and 5, look at the drop. $1 trillion in repos, rates go all the way to zero, bam. Bring in the QE infinity, $2.3 trillion balance sheet expansion, and then the $2.3 trillion in loans. Boom, bam, thank you, ma'am. This chart is a wonderful example, of everything I've been trying to teach you on this channel, everything I've been saying to you on this channel for the past 20 years. The Fed has been pumping and pumping and pumping and pumping liquidity into the financial markets 20 years straight, every month for 20 years straight. It takes on average 18 months for all of that money to flow through the economy, to flow through the markets, So if you've been doing something for 20 years and it takes 18 months to flow through every time you do it each and every month, this technically could drag on for another 20 or 30 years, ladies and gentlemen, and I am not joking around. All right? And of course, this has been going on for years, 20 years to be exact. Whenever markets get into trouble, here comes the Fed or other central banks with interventions and markets rally. Here, a long term with M1 money supply thrown in. And you can see this one right here. Same thing. Same time, same bat channel. You guys remember that, right? The Batman TV show, the live one, not the cartoon, way back in the day, with the dudes walking around on the stage in tights, looking corny. Reckless widening the wealth equation in the process. What happens when you have a slow growth recovery for 10 years and all the wealth benefits going disproportionately to the top 1% who own most of the assets that are targeted while real wage growth stagnates? For one, you have a sizable portion of society that doesn't have a pot to piss in and a window to throw it out of. Behind in bills, struggling to pay rent, little to no savings or retirement, taking on multiple low paying jobs with no benefits while real estate prices keep rising as the wealthy keep squeezing people out of neighborhoods. Gentrification, regentification, degentrification. What? You think it's a coincidence that people have to commute farther and farther and farther to their jobs because they can't afford housing in the areas where they work? Not to mention, most people cannot afford to shop at said retail places where they work. Check San Francisco and Silicon Valley housing prices and commute stories. It's a horror story. And so, what happens when we have a crisis such as this? Millions needing help immediately. Not now, but right now. Food banks lined up with thousands in line waiting for help and food, a population not able to sustain itself for lack of savings and resources, exposing the structural weakness of our broken system. And after a 10-year recovery with 3.5% unemployment, people should be well off. They are not, far from it. Remember, they were bragging this for years. We got the lowest unemployment thing in decades. This is the lowest unemployment number for Black people ever. But since there's no such thing as a Black person, because I have never seen anyone that is the color of Black. When's the last time that you have ever heard of a nationality called Black? There is no thing called nationality of Black. There are multiple shades and pigmentations of all types of nationalities. Black is not a nationality. White is not a nationality. Even trying to be proper and philosophical and saying Caucasian, that is not a nationality. Last time I checked, there's no nation under the sun called Caucasianville. Last time I checked, there's no country under the sun called Black. All right? Those don't exist. Those terms were made up for other nefarious reasons. You guys can Google that on your own. I don't have time to go into that right now. Back to the bat story. People suffering, bragging there's a 3.5% unemployment rate. But what are they going to do now? We got 50 zillion people out of work. And you know what the sad part is? We have absolutely, positively no replacement jobs to put them in. Most of the people who lost their jobs, those jobs are going away forever. That's the thing they don't want to talk to you about. Those jobs, when they go away forever. Forever. They're not coming back. You don't believe me? All right, why don't you go ahead and look through your local newspaper job thing wherever you live, and I want you to find jobs that are paying good money. All right, I don't mean blue collar money. I mean white collar money. I want you to find those white collar jobs called word processor. Go ahead and find that in your local paper, and when you find it, go ahead and post me a picture of that so we can talk about it. I guarantee you won't be able to find it. Okay, find another job in your area called data entry specialist. All right, these used to be white collar type jobs, meaning that you could be middle class if you had these jobs. The pay was that good back then. because little did we know, they always have to compartmentalize information and knowledge. We didn't know we were building the internet. We had no way to know that. They didn't tell us that. All we know is that we were entering a bunch of information into a quote unquote database. That's all we were told. That's all we knew. And yes, this was done under federal umbrellas because the companies that I am referring to had contracts with the federal government. Yep. So go ahead. I'll wait. Go ahead and find that job real quick. Find me that real job that is paying you a livable wage where you can afford to go buy a house, because that's what a lot of people did back then who got those jobs as word processors and data entry specialists. Yep, they were able to go buy houses and cars and live a good life. Those jobs are gone. They don't exist anymore. Oh, and by the way, while you're at it, can you look for a job in your paper or anywhere for that matter, no matter where you are on the planet? I want you to find me a job that specifically says we're hiring stockbrokers. Go ahead and find me that one real quick. Find me that job. See if you can find that job. You can't. It doesn't exist anymore. I could go on and on about all the jobs that no longer exist. That's right. They don't exist. All those people out of work had to go do something else. You can't find it. When these jobs go, they go, folks. A lot of industries we have lost too, not just the jobs within particular industries, but the entire industries have gone away. All right. So I digress. The Fed knows wealth inequality is a huge problem. Powell said so himself in 2019, and I quote, "Sluggish productivity and widening wealth gap are the biggest challenges facing the U.S. over the next decade," Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell said Wednesday, speaking at a town hall in Washington, D.C., to a group of educators. The central bank leader said his greatest economic fears lie outside the Fed's purview. Specifically, he called for more aggressive policies to address income inequality. Wages at the middle and lower levels have grown much more slowly than those at the higher end, he said. "We want prosperity to be widely shared. We need policies to make that happen," said Powell. End quote. Outside the Fed's purview? Really? No. Why? Because the Fed keeps insisting on bailing out Wall Street, and the cost is huge. Don't think for a second that the political polarization we've seen over the past 20 years is an accident. It's the natural consequences of anger within the larger population that feels left behind. It's economically struggling and is being squeezed out and forced into jobs. All right. You got to work 2 dead-end jobs at minimum. You got debt loads and a general sense of angst, the perfect breeding ground for a radicalization, populism, and apathy at the same time. And this anger only gets stirred further now as it's clear who is again being saved by the Fed. Oh, I know who that is. Me, call on me, teacher. It's the markets. I thought that was a very well done article. And it's the truth. It's speaking truth. Everything I've been saying leading up to this point for years, man. This is the stuff I've been talking about. This is the stuff I've been warning people about, trying to let people know that, look, man, your government don't love you. They're trying to get rid of you. What more do you need to see? What more do you need to be told? They're trying to phase you out. All right? Because according to them, you got too many mouths to feed. And now one of the things to me, and the article didn't go there. That wasn't the purpose of the article. But one of the, I think, most dastardly things that they've done is mislead and lie to the youth. The future leaders of tomorrow, they fed them, I think, the worst crop of you know what than they have done to any other generation. What do I mean? All right, for the most part, look at how they told them, hey, that there was this big campaign about going to college. If you want to have a future, if you want to make anything of yourself, you have to go to university. Well, first of all, if truth be told, everybody can't go to university. I don't care if your parents are super mega rich. Everyone doesn't have the mental acumen, number one. Secondly, not everybody has the discipline. Not everybody is a good student. It's not saying that they're dumb. It's just saying not everybody is a good student. Not everyone has a good study habit. All right. You have a lot of bad students, and you have a lot of people who will admit and tell you they're not good test takers. They're not good at regurgitating information. Okay, because that's really what they have boiled school down to, is memorization. You have to memorize a whole bunch of stuff, and if you do, and you regurgitate it back to them 100% with 100% accuracy, you're considered gifted and talented, and you're considered, oh, this person will get a 4.0 GPA or whatever. All right, that's what they said. Smarts was, intelligence was, which is not. They never taught you how to think. All they teach to is individuals who know how to take tests, and that's it. If you can regurgitate information, you are a rock star in whatever school you're in, whether that be parochial schools, whatever. Doesn't matter. If you can regurgitate information, you're considered smart. All right. So what they did was they figured out another scheme, and that scheme was, let's tell everyone that everyone deserves a college education. See how they use the word deserve. Everyone does not deserve a college education. College is not for everyone, man. People have different gifts, talents, and abilities. All right. And mental facilities. All right. Not everybody was born with a very high IQ or genius IQ. Those are just facts. And it doesn't mean that if you don't have a genius IQ that you're dumb or stupid. That's not true either. All right. Some of the greatest inventions in human history have been by people who don't have genius IQs. And I'm just keeping it 100 with you. All right. If you do not believe me, and you saying, oh, you're making stuff up, you're pulling stuff out of the air. Okay, you don't believe me? Fine. I guess whenever I say something, it doesn't mean anything. I'm bugging. But then when I point you to resources that have also said it and written books about it, and the person who wrote the book is a PhD or whatever, then you say, oh, okay, yeah, man, that's true. Wow, this is amazing. All right, here we go. If you don't believe me, all you got to do is go get that book. It's called Outliers. I dare you, double dare you to go get the book called Outliers so that you may be educated. Educate yourself. All right. And you will see that most of the time, a lot of things in life don't have anything to do with intelligence. You do not have to have supreme intelligence to accomplish certain feats in life. Then don't get me wrong. You do need to have a certain type of makeup to do certain things. Not everybody is going to be a surgeon. You can have the mind to become a surgeon, right? But what if you don't have a steady hand? Then you're not going to be a surgeon. Like, for real. You're not gonna be a surgeon. You don't have a steady hand, you can't do it. You end up chopping somebody up. You end up chopping them to pieces. We can't put you out there like that. So sorry. All right. Everybody cannot do everything or anything. That is not what we're designed to do. Everybody has something that they're good at or what have you. And that's how we roll with it. That's how you determine who's going to do what and all that good stuff. It's based on your God-given talents, abilities, and interests. Some people aren't motivated by certain things. but they're motivated by other things. So you got to find your gift. You know what I mean? So I think them selling people a bill of goods, telling them that, hey, anybody can go to university and get a degree, that was a lie. And then not only did they, gas you up, but then this is the part to me that was the most dastardly of all. They knew that they were going to get flooded with college applications. They knew they were going to start getting college applications from people who barely even finished high school. So what did they do? They start creating these degrees in nothingness. Hey, mom and dad, I did it. I graduated college. I have a degree in French fry counting. Do you know this will get me a job as a French fry cook at McDonald's? I could be the French fry guy. I got my degree in French fries. I learned all about French fries. Oh, Patrick, we're so proud of you. See what they did? And he gets to leave the university with $1 billion in debt, knowing that he will never be able to pay it off in his lifetime because he has a degree in nothingness. And the government was just throwing money at people. And they were really focusing on poor people and people that they knew did not have the mental fortitude or the disciplined study habits to be a good student. That's what they did. All right. So that's messed up, man. That right there, I think, hurt more than anything. Lying to people, gassing people up, telling them they can do something that they can't do. That's not right. That's like telling a toddler, sure, baby, come here. I see you. That's why they're called toddlers. They toddle around. They don't even walk right. They fall down a lot. They're toddlers. They lose their balance. So here, you know what? Every toddler deserves to have a handgun. Every toddler deserves to have a handgun and a Ferrari that all you have to do is push a button and it'll turn on, turn off, and drive. It's an automatic. It's not a stick. And we have special seating that's really raised up so that the toddler can see over the dashboard. And we have little push buttons for the gas and brake pedal since their legs are too short to reach it. So yes, we have Ferraris for toddlers and we have firearms for toddlers. Anyone who came to you with that nonsense, you'd be like, man, get out of my face with that foolishness. Right? But that's what they did, though. They came at us like that with this whole college degree thing. And I think it's ridiculous. And the universities knew better, but they didn't care because they were being backstopped by the government. The government was funding the universities with these ridiculous disciplines. I got a degree in counting French fries. Really? Well, I got my degree in learning how to paint Skittles for a living. All right? It's not a career. But they told you it is. And now you can feel good about yourself saying, haha, I have a college degree too. So now. No, you don't. And then what made it even worse, fam, this is what really ticked me off with this one too. Not only did you have a degree in worthlessness, meaning that, you're not going to make enough money to support yourself, more or less a family with that. But then they got real slick with it. When those people who did get good quality degrees in something, the messed up part was when they came out of school, like almost nobody is working in their field. They couldn't find a job in the field that they paid all this money for. That was sick. I remember there was a time when you had people with PhDs working at McDonald's, man. I mean, just terrible the way we do stuff. And we did this to our fellow man. We dissed our fellow man. We told our fellow man that this is what's up. All right. You need this degree in foolishness. You need the degree in foolishness. All right. And so people, they bid it. They went into it and now they're in super debt. They're working in jobs that are nowhere near their specialty. Their degree may have been in farming, but they're working as a cosmetologist. You know what I'm saying? Just ridiculous things. And this went on for at least a decade or more. You know what I'm saying? So now we got this whole student loan crisis where now they're pushing for loan forgiveness and all this other stuff. All right. So I think it's messed up. Everybody does not need to go to college. Everybody does not, for a multiplicity of reasons. Like, again, if you're not a good student, you know what I'm saying, then you shouldn't go there, because you don't go to college to become a good student. You go to college because you're already a good student. You know how to take notes. You're disciplined. You know how to study. You have a system and a method for all of that stuff. You go and you take your exams like a champ. You don't walk into there with sweaty palms. Oh, Lord, please let me pass these midterms. No, you're a professional student. This is old hat to you. Studying and preparing for tests is old hat for you. It's old hat. It's nothing to you. You graduated with all A's. You never got anything less than an A on your report card. You built for this. You are a triple OG with this. All right? See what I'm saying? But no, they didn't leave it at that. They didn't want to be honest. Then they doubled down on the whole philosophy. And they started saying, well, there's no such thing as winners and losers in sports. So we're going to give trophies to all the children who participated. Everyone gets a trophy, because we don't want to make people feel bad who didn't get a trophy. You see how they're setting them up for disappointment in life? Everybody can't win everything all the time. All right? To even expect that, to even expect a pat on the back for mediocrity is ridiculous. All right? Some people are just mediocre. There's nothing wrong with that. Billions of people die every day being mediocre. They have not really contributed anything outside of their families to this life, to make the world a better place outside of their families. They didn't create something. They didn't, solve the world problems. They didn't do any of that. They just existed. They did their life, and then they bounced. And there's nothing wrong with that, folks. There is nothing wrong with that at all. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing. But they told you that it was something wrong with that. All right. Not everybody is going to be rich. Not everybody is going to be the 1%. We don't have a problem with the 1%. We don't have a problem with the wealthy. This is not the rich versus the poor, even though that's what they want you to think. But it's not. This is about corruption. This is about fascism, the merger of corporations and government. This is about, fraud, and this is about shadow government and all these nefarious secret societies trying to rule the world and control you and control people. That's what this is really about. It's not about the rich versus the poor. Okay? It's not about that at all. Believe it or not, it's not about that. So anyway, special announcement. I did something for you guys, all right? But I didn't do it, beforehand, because I didn't want nobody to hurt themselves. But I'm going to make it. I'm going to give everybody an opportunity just to see a little something. I got a lot of questions about, the whole pickpocket thing, the whole Pandora thing. All right, so if you go to your dashboard and pull up the reports for today, you will notice that all of the reports have changed and been updated and now reflect today's pickpocket Pandora method. For most of these securities, it will be too late to use this. I did that on purpose by design because I didn't want anyone to hurt themselves. But it gives you an idea of what today could have or would have looked like had you started the day off with the pickpocket methodology. All right, so go ahead and peruse it. It's not for equities. I only did it for all of the cryptos, the futures, and the forex reports, not for equity reports. All right. So this is my little surprise, my little gift to you guys. Go to PulseWaveTrading.com, pull up your dashboard, and all of today's reports, with the exception of the equity reports, have been updated to today's pickpocket if you were going to use it, just so you can look at it and get an idea for how it works. And like I said, it's a very dangerous method because you're gonna always pretty much 9 times out of 10, you're gonna be both long and short the market every day. It's called pickpocket for a reason. The method was designed to take whatever money was on the table on the downside and whatever money is on the table on the upside of the market. It's just a neat little thing that I came up with many moons ago, and I've always used it for myself. I've never put it out to the public, but I figured I'd bless you with a little something so you can take a look at it. This is how I was able to know, because I had got that question the other day. It was like, how did you know about that Russell? How did you know about the Bitcoin of Russell like that? And I didn't even see that on the reports. How did you know that? So this is how I knew it. You'll notice the pickpocket is a little bit different because you have both fields populated. You got your buy triggers and your weekly triggers populated every day because you're on both sides of the market. You're basically pimping both sides of the market. Like in a real bull market day, you could actually make money shorting the market, or in a real bear market day, you can make money going long the market. And people will be like, how in the world did you do that when the market has been down heavy all day? Well, that's for me to know and you to find out. Me to know and you to find out. All right, so that's all I got this morning, you guys. You know what it is. Today's Take Back Friday, but it's not happening. And I would like to thank Donald Trump for that. You're not seeing a Take Back Friday because of the report that came out with Trump saying he's thinking about bringing those tariffs back. So that kind of upset things, to be quite honest with you. Today should have been more of a little bit of a bounce, but nope, not at all. Market's still pulling back some more. I think what's going to end up happening, folks, is that we're going to get probably a some type of a technical bounce on Monday or Tuesday, and it will probably be a pretty big one. I don't think the market is ready to retest the lows just yet. But keep in mind those numbers that I gave you guys last night. Keep in mind those, okay? We do need to close at those numbers if we're going to see like 100% guarantee of a technical bounce. If we close weak like we are like right now, then we're probably going to have a massive Monday to the downside. Well, so we'll see. I think today is going to be a very important day that will tell how the markets end. If the markets close near the lows of the session, I feel bad for Monday. All right. Let's see here. Yeah, man, that six pack is all that. If you do sign up for the six pack, you'll be able to see today's reports that I just updated like 5 minutes ago. I just put it up there. It's on the dashboard right now. The only thing is, I warned you up front though, the stop loss, I did not turn that on. It's still using the original stop loss from the original reports from yesterday. So ignore the stop losses. Ignore the stop losses. Like, let's say you're looking at something and nothing's triggered yet and you want to go ahead and test it out today. Don't use the stop on there. Use the price triggers themselves, because it is a stop and reverse system. It is a 100% stop and reverse system. So you're only using your triggers and your weekly triggers. You're not using the stop loss column at all. All right, just so you know that it's a stop and reverse mechanism. Just a little surprise. I just wanted to show that to you guys. Let you see it, kick the tires, because you probably won't ever see it again. Yeah, I just put it up there today so y'all could look at it and see what you think. But it's my baby. I use it for myself, and yeah, I don't think I'll put it out there again. Um, it's my baby, man. Y'all good? You got the original reports. Y'all good? You ain't gotta worry. You got your thing. You ain't gotta be like, oh man, what am I? You good? All right. You you have the Bentley. You got the Bentley Rolls Royce, so you straight. Y'all straight, man. You ain't gotta worry about a thing. You good. Y'all good. It's just that I got the Bugatti. That's all. Y'all got the Bentley, but I got the Bugatti. I'm Dax. What you expect? All right, but seriously, I hope everyone has a great weekend. And of course, today's Friday, so there's no end of day report today. That's why I give you the Friday end of day report mixed in with the Thursday end of day report, because I give you the intraday price inflection points where the markets need to settle if they're going to change trend or maintain trend. So that's why I do it like that. I like to start my weekend a little early. So like when I get off of here, that's pretty much what I'm going to do. I will be accessible if anyone needs me in the trading room. Just drop me a line. I take my phone with me. I'm constantly looking and checking in the trading room. So don't worry about it. You know how I do things. I normally do not enter a new position on a Friday. I just don't do it. You can do it, but I don't do it. And we absolutely positively do not trade on the weekends. Just don't do it. We don't trade crypto on the weekend. You can do what you need to do, but I would not initiate any new positions. You can manage open positions. For those that don't know how our methodology works, the Friday for cryptos starts Friday and lasts until Sunday evening at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's our Friday for crypto. Friday until Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That is our Friday. So the price inflection points that I gave you, like showing where Bitcoin needs to close and all that, that means by 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Sunday, that's where the markets need to be on the crypto side. All right. So if you got open positions, for you guys that got open positions, you're going to have to manage those joints on Saturday and Sunday morning. You don't have a choice. You're going to have to pop your way through it. Okay. But just be careful. Don't be out there gunslinging. Because this is really chill time, to be quite honest with you. It's not go gadget time, okay? So yeah, Oscar, I did. I added it today. If you go and you look at the dash, go to your dashboard and look at today's reports, you will see that I have updated all of those. All right, I've updated them all. As far as all the crypto reports, the free price trigger of the week report, and the futures reports, and the forex reports. Those are the ones that have been updated with that. It's not for the equities. Yep. So you'll see that there. All right. So if you want to see it, of course, at least at minimum, you got to open a free account at PulseWaveTrading.com if you want to peep the free trade of the week and see what could have been, if you will. And like I said, this is my baby. This is my puppy. I've never put that out there for the public. This is what I use every day. This is my tool. This is my baby. But if you get on your knees and beg, I might consider rolling it out for you if you beg me. But you gotta really beg me. Everyone in the trade room has to just beg me. You gotta send me screenshots. Of you on your knees begging for mercy, begging. I thought about making pickpockets out of all of y'all, But to become a professional pickpocket in these markets, it takes finesse. It takes, you got to be unrelenting. You got to be brutal. You're taking money out of this market. You're extracting money out of the market. The market is a hostile place. Traders, you got to know this. The market is a hostile environment. Its job is to prevent you from so much as taking a penny out of the market. The market does not want you extracting money out of it on a consistent daily basis. Oh, heck no. Heck no. I like how my man Oscar put it. He said, whenever you have a losing day, he calls it a donation day. I like that because that's a good way to look at it, because it's a cost of doing business. When you're doing business with the market, any loss that you incur is what we call a cost of business. You chalk it up to the game, because you're gonna have days like that. You're gonna have to put into it also, since you're extracting so much from it. You're gonna have days that you got to donate and put in also. You dig what I'm saying? But you gotta look at it that way. So when he said that, I thought that was pretty slick. So hat off to my man Oscar. All right. Anyway, yeah. So like I said, if you want, I thought about making pickpockets out of people, but you gotta have the stomach for this. I mean, you gotta have the mental fortitude and stomach for it, because you're right. You're gonna be ruthless, Sling. You gotta be ruthless, because you're gonna be busy. Every day your trades are going to be triggered. You have like a 95 or 98% chance of being triggered on both sides of the market every day. We can't guarantee how much money is going to be on each side of the market, but every day, fam, y'all need to know this. Every day in every market, there is some money on the table on both the long and the short side, even if it's a down day or an up day. There's always money on both sides of the market. How much of that money is there, that's up to the market. We don't dictate or determine that. The market does. But yes, it's a monster. That's all I'm going to say. What'd you say, Kyle? You said you popping your way through the Canadian? PulseWaves are on fire. Hey, you welcome, Carl. That's what I'm talking about. Yo, that Canadian though, I was sweating a little bit. I know y'all could tell last night on the end of the report, because I told you what was what, and then we were looking at what the markets were doing. I was like, yo, Canadian, you going the wrong way, fam. What's up? The cat was doing me dirty in real time during the report last night. I thought I was about to have to take one for the team. I was like, what's up? Why you ain't moving right? Canadian was like trying to make a liar out of me. So I was a little, I wasn't shook, but I was a little concerned. I was like, all right, Canadian, I see what you're doing over there. I see how you moving, because I was really looking at that at the opposite of that. But I have to admit though, coming into today, it did have a primary rally alert. It did, and it was looking like it was going. The Canadian was going to screw me, like it was just going to disrespect me, like right to my face. But the fact that it's up 126 pips right now, I gotta take my hat off to the PulseWaves, and round of applause for the Canadian right now. Canadian dollar trade is showing off, like for real. The Canadian is showing off. That's what the price triggers do, y'all. See, some people, they don't believe yet. They think I'm just on here on YouTube calling trades after the fact, pretending I was long or short something when I wasn't, pretending that my reports was right, thinking that I'm manufacturing the reports after the fact, probably thinking that this is made up, or I'm cherry picking and only talking about trades that win and not the ones that lose. They probably think all those bad things about your boy. But see, that's why we came up with the free account and the trade of the week to go along with the free account. That way you can see for yourself that ain't no cherry picking, ain't no fictitious trading, ain't no paper trading going on. It's real trading, real markets with real money, with real time and sales stamps. Okay, this is not a joke. We all do this for real. And when Jen placed her first trade the other day, that was so beautiful. That was so precious. So let's let you know that the PulseWave team, the family, we do this. How can I tell you to put your money at risk in the market if I don't have any money at risk in the market? That wouldn't be right now, would it? So we do this for real. We real traders over here. We don't just talk about it. We be about it. All right. And I got 10 years of track record proofness on the YouTube channel to back that up. So I just want to put that out there. You know, it's not for everybody. I know everybody not going to get down with the program, but just know that if you do want to get down with the program, you found yourself a real one over here. The people in the live stream can attest to that. That this is not a gimmick. It's not a scheme. It's not a pyramid scheme. It's not a get rich quick scheme. It ain't a Bernie Madoff scheme. It's none of that stuff. And no, I'm not a broker. I never hold anybody's money. When I say open an account, we mean open an account to receive our price trigger reports. Not open an account, give me your money, trust me with your money. I do not hold anybody's money, ever. Even the accounts that I trade for, the people that I actually trade their accounts for them, I do not hold anybody's money, ever. I only have limited power of attorney just to trade the account, and that's it. I can't put money in the account. I can't extract money out of the account. None of that. I have no way how to touch people's money. I don't do it. I won't do it. I don't do it, and I won't do it. That way nobody could ever Bernie Madoff me and say, hey, he ran away with my money or he commingled my funds with his. You can't say none of that because I don't hold people's money, and I don't hold myself out to the public as a CTA because I'm not. I am not registered with anybody, because I don't have to be, because that's not how I get down. I do my own thing. All right. So there you go. And for those people who doubt this morning's diatribe when I was reading that article to you and saying what I was saying to you about the whole university thing, no, I have never been to university. I have never spent a day in any college room. The only school I went to was seminary. I did that, and that's it. All right. But I do not have a degree. I did not graduate with a degree. I only spent a year there, and that was it. All right. I always hated school, never liked school, and never got good grades in school. School bored me to death, just so you know. All right? Because people always say, oh, you got a degree, or you're a computer programmer, you write code and all that stuff? Nope, not at all, not hardly. Nope. If you looked at my resume and you were considering hiring me for a gig like that, you would laugh me out of the room. I look whack on paper. I'm just telling you what it is. Everything I've ever done has been self-taught. 100% self-taught. No one taught me nothing. No one showed me how to trade. No one taught me how to trade. All right. My Wall Street days at the two firms I worked at, they didn't teach me how to trade. I'll tell you what, the first firm I went to, the only thing they taught me was the business. They taught me the brokerage business. I know how to run a brokerage. All right. I know how to run a trade desk. I did those things. All right. I made principal at my firm. Though I was a non-equity principal, I still made principal at my firm. So no, and I do not have a college degree. That's one of the reasons why it was hard for me to get a job at the major wirehouses. Goldman Sachs wouldn't hire me. JP Morgan wouldn't hire me. Prudential wouldn't hire me. None of the main wirehouses on Wall Street would hire me. I had to go work for, like the nobody shops, if you will. So that's those are just facts. I ain't hiding nothing. I ain't got nothing to hide from y'all. I never hid nothing from you a day in my life except for my face. You don't need to see my ugly mug, no way. So that's not why you come here. You come here for the info, not so you can look at my ugly mug. So anyway, it's just what it is, man. I keep it 100 as much as possible on here, as much as I can. I'm not trying to deceive nobody, mislead nobody. I'm trying to help as many people as I can. And the only way to do it is to do what I'm doing, man. Straight up. I'm not dogging people who do have college degrees. I'm not dogging people who did go to Goldman Sachs to get a job and work there. I didn't. I didn't work at Bear Stearns or none of that stuff. Because I didn't have the college degree. They wanted a college degree. And they didn't just want a degree. They wanted certain things. They wanted you to come from an Ivy League school, or they wanted you to have certain degrees like in economics or finance or have an MBA. That was a big thing for a long time. You had to have an MBA, all that nonsense. In a way, I'll tell you though, I'm glad, you guys, that I didn't, because then I would have been jaded. I wouldn't be who I am today, and I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing today. I would have been super jaded. I'd have been a whole different person. See what I'm saying? But I didn't get they didn't make me, is what I'm trying to say. So because of that, I made myself. So because of that, bam. You know what I mean? And you know the funny thing, when I first got the job too, all right, let me break this down for you guys. I have never lived in New York. I've never worked in New York. When I say Wall Street, I'm talking about Wall Street firms. The majority of Wall Street firms are not located in New York or on Wall Street. All right. They got Wall Street firms in Texas, California, Florida. That's what that means. I don't mean I physically worked in Wall Street, because I did not. I did not. I've never lived in New York, never worked in New York. All right. So those are facts. All right. Just keeping it 100 with you. And it don't matter, because the majority of the big money is not there anyway. And even Wall Street technically is not located there anymore either. Most of their stuff is in New Jersey. You know, all their servers and stuff are in New Jersey and other places. So nah, it ain't centralized like it used to be. And that's been done for a reason. After 9/11, it was like, yeah, we can't have everything in one location no more. We got to spread stuff out. So that's why they do what they do, folks. Why am I telling you all this? Because you need to know. You need to know the truth. I've always told you on this channel, I've always said, you need to watch who you listen to. You need to research things. Don't just take something because somebody said something. Let them provide some evidence. Let them show you who they are. You know, you got a lot of fly-by-night people. Whenever things are going really well, then all of a sudden you'll have 1,000 YouTube channels pop up. Everyone's claiming to be a Bitcoin expert or a Bitcoin millionaire. Just because you bought something in a bull market, a super bull market at that, and it made a lot of money, that does not make you a trader. And that's real fact. That's real talk. Just because you sold your house in the hottest real estate market of all time and made $1 million profit on your house, that does not make you a house flipper. All right. You are not a real estate guru. You happen to get lucky in a bull market, and that's it. Where are all the real estate gurus today? Where are they? They're not there. I don't hear them anymore. And I know, because I subscribe to everybody just about on YouTube. I did it on purpose because I wanted to see what was going on. That's right. I subscribed when I first started on YouTube. I subscribed to every stock channel on YouTube. If they say they invest or trade the markets, I subscribe to everybody. I wanted to know what was going on and what's what. And you know what? And this is funny, but this is a true story. These are facts. A lot of them had blocked me, and I couldn't. Because I tried to, how you go. This is before they had the bell and all that. I tried to, sign up for the channel. I wanted to, follow the channel. And I would get messages that came back and said, you're not allowed to message this person or sign up because this person has blocked you. You have been blocked or banned. I'm like, how am I blocked or banned when I've never even so much as spoke to them or wrote a comment on any of their videos? I just discovered this channel. How am I blocked on this channel? Automatically off the jump. I'm not lying. I'm telling the truth. I was blocked off the jump. I didn't even know these people. How they blocking me and I don't even know them? So I thought that was really odd. And that was when I first came on YouTube. And it's still that way today. A lot of these channels, they block me. I'm like, how do you even know me? How you gonna block somebody you don't even know? Just automatically blocked. I'm like, wow, you must really be afraid of the Vulcan. They must be afraid of the Vulcan death grip. So they had to block me. I'm like, you ain't got to do all that, fam. I'm not going to expose you. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to tell everybody that you lying. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to say that we sat next to each other when we was working and that you weren't doing what you say you was doing on this YouTube channel. I'm not going to tell everybody that you used to take the trash out for the company. I'm not going to do that to you. I don't gain nothing from tearing another man down. I don't name names on this channel. I don't do that. Why y'all scared of a brother? Matter of fact, I tried to link up with some of them. I figured we could do projects and stuff together or something. But nah, they wasn't interested. They were not interested. They had their formula. They knew what they were doing. They said, we're not here to do what you do. We're here to sell our products and services. We got a trading class that we charge $10,000 for, and that's what we about. And I was like, wow, that's how y'all giving it up? They was like, yup. I'm like, all right, whatever. You'd be surprised how many people on this YouTube space, social media space, that have, they probably have a couple of 100,000 people following them. They claim to be stock gurus or whatever. You'd be surprised of how many of them don't even trade. There is a world famous dude out here right now. If I said his name, you all would know who I'm talking about. I met him personally, face to face. We were sitting down talking, and he admitted to me that he has no money at risk in the market. Not stocks, not futures, not forex, nothing. And he's running a trading room. I'm not kidding. To this day, it is still in operation. Nope, I can't do that. I don't do that. I gain nothing from tearing down another man. I'm not doing it. If they don't come from me, I'm not coming for them. That's how I do it. But yeah, that's why people y'all gotta do your homework, man. Everybody claiming to be some guru of something is not a guru. They're lying. They came out of nowhere, and all of a sudden they got a YouTube channel. Really? Whatever, man. So anyway, all I gotta say is, I do this out of the love. I'm trying to help people, and I do believe in my gut that we don't have a lot of time, y'all. We don't have a lot of time. Seriously, we don't. I warned people about that before. They didn't want to listen to me, and then they hit us with that pattern day trade rule. You know what I'm saying? And just shut all of that down. Then they did it to us again. Now this one I didn't see coming. I ain't gonna lie. When they said we can't trade spot metals no more, I was like, oh, come on, you gotta be kidding me. Seriously. And they did that in the middle of the trading day. Seriously, it came out of nowhere. And I'm like, you know what? That's ridiculous. That was around that 2011, 2012 time frame. I think it was the beginning of 2012. It was either the end of 2011 or the beginning of 2012. I can't remember the date, but it was in the middle of the day. I will never forget it. And it hurt all of us. What they did was they stopped us out of our trades that we were in. It didn't matter if we were long, short, making money, losing money, didn't matter. They just pulled us out. I lost. I got my face ripped the heck off that day. I took a heavy loss in spot silver. I was trading spot silver and spot gold, and they just yanked us right out of it. At a loss too. So I thought that was real gangster when they did that. But the government from time to time has been known to change the rules on people to make it tougher for you to gain access to their world. Make no mistake, you guys, what we're doing right here is upsetting the status quo. Here I am talking about the markets. The markets are for the 1%. They're not for you. They never wanted you in there. The only reason why they made it, accessible to the retail public is because they wanted to milk you. They found a way to milk you. And they figure you don't know what you're doing anyway. You never will, because trading is a very closely regarded secret, and there is no one way about it. All right, there's multiple ways to do it. But those that know will never tell. They will never, ever tell. They will die and take it to their grave, or they'll pass it on to their spouses and children and grandchildren. Now, I mean this from the bottom of my heart. I'm keeping it 100 with you guys. Nobody If you find anybody anywhere on the internet, on TV, I don't care where it is, and they're selling you a system, a trading system, you better run. Don't you dare buy that. They're lying to you. Nobody who has a robust trading method, strategy, system, algorithm, point and figure chart, whatever, is going to disclose to you, give it away to you, open source, open book, no way, no how, never gonna happen ever. It's never happened in life. Never ever happen. If you don't believe me, go and buy all, what is it, 2 or 3 volumes now of the Market Wizards book and read those. Read the Market Wizards Futures Traders Edition and the Market Wizards Equity Traders Edition, and you'll see what I'm talking about. They will never, ever, ever, never, never, ever do it. It would be stupid. Who in their right mind would give away the golden goose? Come on, let's just keep it real. Let's be realistic. You got a golden goose. Are you going to sell that golden goose for any amount of money? Seriously, let's just be honest. No, you'd be stupid. That's like that would be like, them giving you the secret sauce. Yeah, I'm going to sell the secret sauce formula so my business can go out of business. Really? Come on, man. I say, Dex, personal question, but you do have a contingency plan for your system for the future. Are you the only one that knows the ins and outs of it? Will you pass it on? Thanks. Yeah, my method is going to be survived by me, by my wife, and my children. Yeah. So God forbid if something happened to me tomorrow, the PulseWave price trigger reports would still be going out because my wife and my children would take it over. Yeah. That's the reason why I put it together the way I did too. So all they have to do is push a button and it does everything itself. I had to do that. Because, God forbid, like I said, something happened to me, then what? So yeah, I had to do that. And that's what most people do, that have a robust trading methodology. If something happened to them, you better believe their children and their spouses are going to take that over. Seriously, I'm not even being funny. I'm being dead serious. You'll be stupid if you didn't. But what they do, and the same thing I'm doing, what you should do, is allow people to sit next to you and have access to the signals that your system puts out so that they can eat, so they can have a secondary line of income for themselves. What you're doing is you're bringing other people up around you. You're not just sitting selfishly in your basement every day banging it out, but you're saying, I want to help other people too. How can I do that? I know. Let them trade next to me. Let them sit right next to me every day and trade and do what I'm doing. See what I'm saying? Isn't that what McDonald's does when you go get a Big Mac? When you go to get a Big Mac, do they give you a Big Mac and stuff in the bag the formula to the secret sauce? No. They give you a Big Mac and say, come again. That's how businesses run. And you'd be stupid if you didn't do that. You'd be an idiot. All right? But some people are very short-sighted, nearsighted, and foolish, and they do it. I just think it's silly. That's just me, though. So anyway, I thought it was time to clear the air. Today was a good day to clear the air so you guys know who you're talking to, know who you're dealing with, know who you're listening to, and know a little bit of my personal background and where I'm coming from and how I do what I do. This is the how and the why I do what I do. Because I was told at one point that I couldn't do this. I was told that I was an idiot to even try. I was told that I was stupid and that no one's going to ever believe me or listen to me or all that other stuff. That's what I was told. As a matter of fact, I walked into the local Morgan Stanley office and I was told in no uncertain terms to my face during the interview that no one's going to work with me because of my pigmentation of my skin. And that the only people that I would have as customers are the same people that look like me. I was told that. They said, because you people hide your money under a mattress. Traditionally speaking, going back 50 years, you people have never invested in Wall Street or bought stocks. The average people that look like you don't even own a share of stock. That's what I was told. They was like, so this is not the place for you. So they were like, I'll hire you, but we want to let you know that it's going to be very difficult for you because your people are untrusting by nature and you will not do it. They see the market as the quote unquote white man's market and they're not going to put their money to it because they don't trust it. I was told that to my face during an interview. Now, you want to know the sad truth about it? Obviously, I didn't work there after that, but the firm I did actually work at, I'm going to tell you that that lady who said that to me was absolutely 100% right. And it was unfortunate and sad. Case in point, it came time for us to start to market ourselves to our public, okay? So we were sending out flyers, and your flyer was basically like a resume. It was like your bio. It had your face, your picture on it. We all came to work wearing suits, and we did that. Now, believe it or not, we didn't have to wear suits at the firm. We could come dress our way we wanted, and I loved it. But we put on a suit so we could take pictures, and we sent out these these brochures, and it had our face on it and our background and what we could do for you with the firm and things like that. Now, some of these were warm leads. A warm lead is a person who contacted you because they saw one of your advertisements or what have you, and they contacted you first. You didn't contact them, they contacted you. So any and everyone who ever contacted us in the past, we sent these out to. And some of the guys, they were getting responses back. They was like, yeah, I would love to work with you. And they opened accounts with them. I'm here to tell you right now, as God is my witness, I did not get one response. The dudes around me was getting mad rhythm. I got no rhythm. Not one. Zero. Zilch. But then I came up with a plan. Had an idea. I said, why don't I take my face off of this and instead insert a picture of the globe? A real fly picture of the globe. That's what I did. So I replaced my photo with a globe and then I mailed those out. I'm here to tell you, God is my witness, I got back, not only did I get back a response, I got back mad responses. All right? People opened with me after that. Now, when I hear something else sad, there were a couple occasions where I'm talking to potential clients on the phone, and they have the nerve to ask me, are you Black? Are you an African American? You sound like one. I'm like, I didn't know that certain nationalities had that characteristic. And I had to tell them, I said, to be honest with you, no, I'm not actually. I'm a mutt. I'm made up of quite a few things, if you would like to know. And they were like, wow. And they never opened after that. But only one guy who asked me that question opened an account with me. I lost contact with him. I wish I still had maintained contact with him this day. He ended up being my best customer. He worked at the World Bank, and he became my best customer. Him and I, we made mad money in the markets together. He was the only one that asked me that question that after I gave him the answer, he was like, okay, let's make some money. And that's what we did. So I say all that to say, you guys, the world that we live in has not changed. People are still people. All right. And it is what it is. Oh yeah, The Pursuit of Happiness, the Will Smith joint. Yeah, it is a very encouraging movie. It is. But if you want to know the truth, he's not a traitor. That movie was powerful, but it wasn't a real representation of him. Homeboy is, I'm gonna be honest with you, he's part of the system. He's part of that network. Yeah. It might as well have been a white dude in that suit. Because when he got put on, he got really put on. He is a part of that world. He got the connections and everything. He is extremely wealthy right now today. Not because he's a trader. He is not a trader. That is not his forte. No, no, no. He is a salesman. He is good at it. And he knows how to talk that language. I never spoke the Queen's English, and I guess I was too ghetto for most people, but I'm just being myself. I'm not putting on airs. I tried to talk like that, and I just can't do it. Buddy of mine, he is a master at it. But he ain't no fake dude either. He real down to earth. When he get off of work, he can kick it with you. But he know how to play the game. I never, that's just not been, it's not in my DNA. I'm not built like that. I always hated playing games. I've always hated schemes and scams and all that. That's just not me, man. That's just not me. It's not me. It's just not me. Oh, no, he did not come from nothing. The Pursuit of Happiness, it didn't show his childhood. That man did not come from nothing. He never came from nothing. As a matter of fact, I think he did and does have a college degree. Nah, he did not come from nothing. No, no. The movie started, it showed you that they took their life savings and brought into this this company with that bone density machine. So how did he amass all that money to even buy into that? It was one of the, like the pyramid type schemes you got today where you buy all the inventory and then you go and you sell it and you make back your money plus profit. It was supposed to make them pretty wealthy, but the medical community changed rapidly. Technology changed rapidly. That's what burnt him. So yeah, he struggled. That part is real. But to say he came from nothing, that's a stretch. That's not true. He would tell you that himself. He did not come from nothing. No. No, no, no. Nope. It's funny when people say they come from nothing. That is very misleading. That's not true either. You may have grew up poor, but to say you came from nothing, that you came from something because you were eating, you ate some kind of way. You had some kind of resource, whether it was, relying on the state taking care of you, you had food stamps and all that stuff or whatever. But to say you came from nothing is wrong. And most people like to throw that around. But that's not true. No. Now, you want to know what coming from nothing is? Holler at your brothers and sisters in third world countries that literally are sitting on dirt, that do not have a roof over their heads, or they're begging in the streets. Talk to all those kids in the third world countries running around in the street and they don't have no parents. They're all orphans and they do not live in an orphanage. And they're on the street doing whatever it takes to survive. That's coming from nothing. But if you had an adult that was making provisions for you, then you didn't come from nothing. Coming from nothing is being an orphan, having no parents, no grandparents, no aunt, no uncle, no roof over your head, nobody making provisions for you, making sure you had 3 square meals a day and clean clothes. There's a lot of poor people living in the hood that have that. You may be poor, but you don't come from nothing. What you should say is, I was poor. We were poor growing up. Now that I can respect that. But to say you came from nothing, sorry, that is being a little disingenuous and a little stretching it. You weren't born in a third world country. All right. Now, were you? Then okay. If you were born in a third world country and you ain't got no parents, you was an orphan on the street, and you had to steal and or sell your body in order to eat, and you had to sleep on grates or sleep on the ground in the dirt, then yeah. Then I can say, yo, man, you have an incredible testimony to come from that, and now you're a multi-millionaire or a billionaire. Yo, I take my hat off to you, man. Mad props. But can we go a little bit deeper? I'm going to tell you this right now. Now, you guys are going to challenge me on this one. I already know it. I see it coming. But there's another truth you need to be aware of. Nobody makes it on their own by themselves. That is also a lie. Saying you picked yourself up by your own bootstraps is a lie. I don't know why they made that up and made people believe that. That is a lie. Everybody gets a helping hand some kind of way, one way or another. Whether it was just one person who believed in you and supported you or whatever, nobody makes it alone. No man is an island in and unto himself. Nobody. Sorry. Somebody gave you a break. Somebody encouraged you. Somebody helped you and told you you could do this. So to say that you did everything on your own, that is a full-faced lie. Okay? Let's keep it 100. All right, let's keep it 100. Everybody catches some kind of break, some kind of way. You ain't doing everything on your own by yourself on your lonesome. That's impossible. Stop lying. Every company that started had an investor. What are you talking about? No company got off the ground without investors. Even if you worked and saved your money up and you started it, at some point, somebody met you along the way and opened up some avenues or did something for you. Stop lying. All right? It doesn't work like that. We live in the real world. Okay? Everybody gets some type of a break or helping hand. Somebody encouraged you. Somebody told you not to give up on your dreams. Somebody knew somebody that knew somebody that invested in your idea or opened the door for you. All right? It's a myth, the bootstrap. It's a myth. All right? Everybody, nobody makes it alone. Do you think I would be live right now in the air if it wasn't for my amazing wife? The only reason why I'm able to do any inch of what I'm doing is because of the support of my loving wife. And you want to go even deeper than that. The only reason why we are doing a live stream right now today is because of my fabulous business partner, Frank, and because of the incredible expertise and ingenuity of Jen. Without those two individuals helping me, I would not have been able to grow this the way I want to and do what I want to do. Right now, I'm doing the things I always wanted to do, but lacked the needed help and support to do it. No man is an island. Don't let people lie to you. No one gets there and arrives to their destiny on their own. It is impossible. They are liars. Okay? Don't let people deceive you and mislead you, because that's what the internet allows. That's what social media allows. It allows people to create these personas of themselves, recreate themselves, but they be lying. They take pictures in front of Bentleys, and that's not their Bentley. They take pictures in front of big mansions, and that's not their mansion. Okay? They're lying to you. They're trying to sell you a dream, a fantasy. That's what they do. This whole economy has been built on fantasy. Seriously, it's been built on fantasy. They told you if you go to college and get a degree, any degree, you will be better off and make a lot of money. You'll make more money than the guy who didn't go to college. Wrong answer. Bill Gates did not graduate college, and he's richer than most people that have gone to college and graduated college. He went to college, but he didn't graduate. Zuckerberg, he went to college, but he didn't graduate. You can both say they were college dropouts. So they just destroyed that worldview. Two individuals who destroyed that worldview. All right? They lied to you again. This whole economy is built on lies. And unfortunately, it's never going to end. It's always going to be corruption, because there will be no perfect government on the face of the earth. Camelot does not exist. All right? It won't exist. The only thing we can do is try to become the change that we want to see. Always pass things forward. There's a dope YouTube channel. What is it called? Is it Darman? My wife introduced me to Darman, I think his name, the channel is. I liked one of his sayings. He was like, those who couldn't be there with you during the struggle do not deserve to be there with you during your success. There you go. That's what it boils down to. All right. See, people have things twisted, and that's because of the way the society has been engineered. And it's going to take a lot to deprogram people. Deprogramming is a very difficult and painful process. Don't get that twisted either. When I finally became enlightened the end of 2008 started the process, but 2009 was the eye-opening. I have to tell you, man, I went through all the stages of grief. I went through the denial process, the anger process, all of it. You name all the processes, I went through them. I was mad. The anger process, I thought, lasted the longest. Then I even went through despair. I despaired. I was like, well, shoot. If all this stuff is true, you might as well just jump off a bridge and end it. That's how I mean, seriously, you go there. It's gonna take you there. When you really come into the truth of a lot of stuff, you're blown away, man. It's heavy because you realize that everything that you ever known has been a lie. Everything. And in some cases, even your religion could be a lie. You could wake up one morning and realize you've been in a cult all this time and didn't even realize it. I'll save that for another live. But I'm serious. There's so many layers to this world and to this life, man. And it's amazing. I'm serious. You think just because you became a born-again Christian and everything is going to be good. You think because you became a born-again Christian, nothing bad will ever happen to you. You'll never lose a job. You'll never lose a child. You'll never lose a spouse. You'll never lose a tooth. All right? That's what you think? Man, your process, your walk has just begun. Knowing who God is and who you are in relation to that, that's just the beginning. You can't even say you're awake until you master that part, come to terms with that part, and that's going to blow you away. But then after that, now you have to learn the world that you live in. When you realize that this whole world is built upon a lie and multiple lies and then layers of lies, and then you realize it's a rabbit hole that that branches off into other holes, and some of the holes look bottomless. Man, it's a process, dude. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. It's painful. Look, I'm gonna tell you this is another true story. When I first learned out and found about Alex Jones, regardless of what you think about him, I'm talking about his documentaries. When I started watching them things, man, not only was I shocked and appalled, but I was flabbergasted. I'm like, I live there. He's filming where I live at. How in the world do I not know what's going on and I live here? He flew in from Texas and he's exposing what's going on where I physically live at, and I didn't even know it was going on right in front of me. What in the world? That blew me away. All them Alex Jones documentaries blew me away. I was done. And then, now that's just one rabbit hole, because he breaks down a lot of different things, and that was a whole rabbit hole, right? But then there's other truths and rabbit holes that you got to go down and learn about. Then that whole 9/11 thing, oh my goodness, that probably bothered me the worst, because I lost family and friends in those World Trade Centers, and because that hit me at home, because that was 9/11 happened when I was doing my Wall Street thing. So that was painful. You know what I'm saying? And I felt really bad because I'm like, how did I not know this? You know, that blew me away. I'm like, I was sitting right there. All right. I had the live feed. All I had to do was pick up the phone and I was talking to the trading desk. I'm right here. I'm up in here. I'm right here. I'm looking at my peoples in real time with dust and soot and ash all over them on live TV. I'm like, oh my goodness, what in the world? Right? That was hard because everything I thought I knew, I didn't learn the truth until 2009. And I didn't, I saw like a million different documents. I saw the loose change. And the loose change was not the most devastating one. I'm gonna let you know that right now. There were others that blew the loose change away. Loose change is dope. Don't get me wrong. That's like a primer. You gotta start. That's like a good starting point. But did you guys watch Zero? Zero killed it for me. Killed it. Zero killed it. When that Canadian dude did that 9/11 documentary, that Zero thing, oh my goodness. When I saw the video footage of the people that they claim was the hijackers on live TV, saying, hey, we're still alive, we're over here. Why are you lying on me? I didn't do this. I'm right here. Hey, I'm alive. I'm right here. I'm alive. I'm not even in the United States. Here I am. Dude, that killed it. So that was a process, and that was devastating. But then I went through other processes. I started learning about history, all the history in school. You know, American history. Let's start there. American history punched me in the face. It punched me in the face. It made me start researching my genealogy and everything. And then I realized that I was like, man, I don't know what I am. Because when you get certain diseases and stuff, they take your blood and they have to record that, to the government, like HIV or like leukemia, stuff like that. They report that. They report that to the CDC and other government agencies because they keep track of that. Anyway, so my uncle, which is my mother's, brother, his blood came back non-African American, and so did my mother's. And I'm like, you know what? And then I started remembering, pictures from growing up that I saw that I really couldn't get straight answers on, and I'm like, what in the world is going on here? And then when you start seeing holes in your family history that don't make no sense, that's when the real Pandora's box opens. So the American history really got me going too. That hurt me because all through school, elementary school, middle school, high school, especially during Black History Month, to them they say to you, okay, this is your history, and they start from slavery. But what about those of us whose ancestors were not slaves? What about our history? Man, that blew me away. That blew me away. And then they left out the part where, quote unquote, Black people back then also had slaves. And I was like, whoa. And then they left out the part that even during that time, there were white slaves. And then they left out the part that Christopher Columbus did not discover America. How can you discover something that is already in existence and already has multiple nationalities of people living on it? So man, that just blew me away. That right there, and then the cover-ups, covering up all of the fossils that were found, in the country, and lying about the different Native American tribes where they truly came from, and how they were not, quote unquote, American Indians, and how most of them have Asian descent. It was just crazy how they didn't want to go there in school. And I had to find this stuff out on my own. I can't tell you how many countless hours I spent in the library digging up books that were written before I was born and before my parents were born and before my grandparents were born, and pulling up microfiche. You know, the part of the library where you couldn't check the books out and couldn't take them out of the library because that's reference material? Oh, I lived there. I lived there. I was there for a minute. I looked at the origins of things because, you know, my mind has always been curious. I've always had a billion questions, and so I started going all these different directions and looking and stuff, and I was just blown away by what I was finding out. I was like, how come this is not known? Why isn't this public knowledge? So when you go down these rabbit holes of truth, it really it really starts hurting your feelings a little bit. You know, not knowing the truth about things. And then all of these conspiracies. Now, the one that that baffled me the most, 9/11 was painful, but it it hurt a lot, but it wasn't the worst thing. It was the other things that really hurt. Like the 2008 financial crisis. I was embarrassed about that. That embarrassed me. Tell you why, because in 2007, remember I told you, that's when I got that phone call when I had a mortgage company, and it was like, the gig is up. You need to close down right now. Whatever you got in the pipeline, it needs to close this week, or better yet, today. And then after that, that's it. We're done. We're out of here. I got that call in 2007. Well, around that same time, I remember telling family and friends that, you know, according to my system at the time, something wasn't right, and the markets were moving real funny. I said the Nasdaq is not making new highs, but the S&P and the Dow are making new all-time highs. Why isn't the Nasdaq following? I think we're headed for a collapse. And I said over the next 18 months, I think we're going to see extreme low prices. I didn't know that 2008 was going to happen. And I didn't know it was going to happen when it happened. I didn't know. My time horizon was 18 months. But this thing happened within months, a couple of months, you know what I'm saying? So that blew me away. And when I found out what was behind it and what was really happening, I was embarrassed. I'm like, this is supposed to be my thing. This is supposed to be my field of expertise. How did I not understand these things that were happening in 2008? And that one was an embarrassment. And that made me mad. That one made me angry. So then the other rabbit holes I started going down after that. After 2008, that was it. I said, I need to know everything. Not just having things trickle down to me. I need to find out everything. So I went on this really big research thing. The last thing that got me, you guys, was the whole UFO and alien abduction phenomenon. Now that one was probably the hardest amount of research I've ever done in my life. And I got my start, one of my first jobs out of high school was a research job. I was paid to do research. So I used to get paid to do it. So I'm really good at it. So I started research. It took me 2 years to complete my research on the whole UFO thing. Now, I got to let you guys know, those of you who may be interested in researching that, you have a monster task ahead of you. I kid you not. Yeah, I know there's 1,000 videos on YouTube, but I'm talking about real research. You got some books you're going to have to read. You got documentaries you're going to have to watch going all the way back. You're going to be watching film from the 1940s and 50s, so get ready. And you're going to be reading all types of antiquities books too, because I didn't know that it goes all the way back to Christopher Columbus, and that it goes way back before him. It goes back to Egypt. It goes back to the Mayans and the Incas. It goes back to the beginning of recorded history. So it took me 2 years to complete that process. And I'm going to let you know, you would think that by now information is readily available on the subject. No, it's not. No, it is not. It is not. It is not. True information, real information, it was hard to come by. Let me be specific. I don't hide it. You guys know I'm a born again Christian. So for me, I always start with the lens of looking through things through a biblical perspective. So I'm looking for information from a biblical perspective on the subject. I'm here to tell you it was almost null and void. Seriously, almost zero, almost non-existent at the time I started doing my research. It did not exist. I looked high and low. It did not. I even got on the phone and I called people trying to get help and couldn't help me. Either people didn't believe in the subject, they didn't care to devote mental energy to it, and or they were just ignorant about it. So I said, all right, whatever, fine. So I finally, I started praying on it. Then the Lord led me to some sources that I knew not of, and I'm here to tell you that I was able to complete that journey and that process. And I learned a lot more on the subject than I ever wished to. And it took me down other avenues. I'm trying to study about the little green men, and it's taking me to ghosts. It's taking me to paranormal activity. It's taking me to cryptozoology. It's taking me all over the place. So I got a pretty thorough understanding of the subject now, and I can talk about it with authority, but that was rough, not finding stuff. So the Vatican thing. Yeah, it took me there too. Believe it or not, when you study like the paranormal and the supernatural, it is impossible to avoid it leading you to the Vatican. Yeah, a lot of research led me there. Yeah, and the truth about a lot of things. So anyway, when you go down these various rabbit holes and then you realize that there is a global conspiracy to hide said information from the public, it really makes you scratch your head. And all of this stuff also leads back to the secret societies and all that stuff. So it's just sad, man. It's really sad. It is really sad. Well, it used to be a time where you could trust the internet to do your research. The internet basically was a library, and it would pull up mad results, and you could find whatever you were looking for. And there were websites dedicated to being host to a lot of the information and periodicals from the libraries and stuff, but not anymore. They scrubbed the internet. Now they've made it impossible for you to find truth. And it's just really sad. The newest endeavor that I went on was about the whole flat Earth thing. Now I'm gonna be honest with you. That took quite a bit of research also, but I have to say, man, a lot of the arguments that were made, and I'm not talking about the Flat Earth Society. No, I'm talking looking at real scientists who had degrees in aerospace engineering, talking to pilots and all types of scientists in various disciplines, studying history, all types of stuff. You can't just dismiss it. You can't. I don't care. I don't care what anyone says. You cannot dismiss it. You can't. You have to address it. And until it's addressed, it's not going to make it go away. It needs to be addressed, just like 9/11 needs to be addressed. It has to be addressed. And I mean real formal debate, scientists on both sides presenting their evidence and then hammering it out and having it open to the public so that I will be one of the people in the stands raising my hand so I can walk to the mic because I got a few questions I want to ask you too. Once you do that, there it is. You cannot just dismiss it. To me, being dismissive on anything is the wrong answer. You have to address things, not just shoo it away because you think it's ridiculous or silly. You have to research stuff and at least examine the evidence. You have to examine the evidence. That's all I'm saying. Can we at least do that? Can we be adults and examine evidence on various topics that I believe hold great deal of interest to the public because it does change worldviews. People don't think so. So you don't think knowing the truth about American history will help shape people's worldview? You don't think letting people know the truth about creation versus evolution, you don't think that's going to help shape people's worldview? You don't think knowing the truth about 9/11 is going to shape people's worldview? Because it's going to. All they had to do is just tell the truth. We'll handle it. We're going to be mad. We're going to go through the process of grief, but at least we would know the truth. If there's going to be civil unrest and uprising as a result of it, okay, fine. Just let us know the truth. Truth does not have to be scary, and you don't have to run from it. We can embrace the truth and deal with the truth as adults, no matter how devastating that truth may be. Just let us know. Let's just talk about it. Don't just be so dismissive. Same thing with the whole man-made global warming. Can we talk about that? Can we talk about man-made global warming? Can we talk about all the emails that were released showing that they were all in cahoots together to bring this whole false thing about because money was at the end of it? The whole Green Deal is about money, making these people rich, and not about truth. You see what I'm saying? When you start seeing censorship ramping up, that's how you know that the powers that be have something to hide. Because you only start censoring truth. You don't have to censor lies. Lies don't ever have to be censored. You only censor truth. Just like healthy people never have to be quarantined. You quarantine the sick to protect the healthy, not the other way around. So truth is truth, man. Whether you like it or not, you have to come to terms with it. You know what I'm saying? When you're presented with the truth, either you're going to embrace it or you're going to deny it and walk away. But just because you deny it, it doesn't make the truth go away. The truth is still going to be the truth, whether we embrace it or not. Facts are still going to be facts, whether you embrace them or not. Ignoring them, dismissing them away, doesn't make it go away. Sanitizing the internet doesn't make the truth go away. Scrubbing YouTube and social media and not allowing people to post truthful things, factual things, doesn't make that go away. People will just find other avenues to communicate truth. You can't shut everything down without turning off the internet. If you turn the internet off, people will just write letters to each other. You can't stop human communication. The word is going to get out one way or another. All right? Even if we got to go old school word of mouth, the truth will get out, and there's nothing you can do for it. Nothing. There's nothing you can do to stop it. Truth is always going to prevail at the end of the day. And that's what we stand for here at PulseWave Trading on this channel. I stand for the truth. All right? Truth in markets is important also. You guys got to know the truth about markets. You got to know that your market that we have before us today is not the market we had in 1980. All right? It's a managed market. It's a managed economy. All right? It doesn't mean that it's rigged. See, that's a different story. When you rig something, you set it to have a particular outcome against a particular target. That's what rigging means. Like if you plant a car bomb in someone's car, that's specific. It's designed to hurt a particular person, a particular target. That's what manipulation we're talking about. All right, it's not rigged. It's controlled. There's a difference. All right, and yes, it can be beaten. Okay, yes, you can make money consistently in a controlled market, in a managed market. All right, you can. All right, and to say that you can't means that the person doesn't know what they're talking about. And to this day, on Bloomberg, on CNBC, on Fox Business, on any other investment type channel, they're always poo-pooing on trading. Anything that has to do with trading, they're always spreading lies and misinformation and disinformation about it. They say no one can do it consistently profitably. It can't be done. It's a good way to lose money, blah, blah, blah. That's what they say. Not taking into account that here at PulseWave Trading, we've been doing it, and we've been on here for 10 years doing it. But they're not going to talk about that. They're not going to talk about that. They don't want you to know that. They don't want you to know that the turtles, which were the disciples of Richard Dennis, have gone on to become some of the most successful trend-following traders on the planet. And some of them are still in business today running hedge funds. So to say that it cannot be done or that value investing is superior to trend following, that is also a lie. The world is full of lies, and you have to cut through the lies to get to the truth. And that's just what the world is about. So to end this today, I want to just encourage all of you, do not grow weary in the pursuit of truth. Never grow weary in the pursuit of truth. Never grow weary in doing right. I'd rather pursue truth and do right than to have all of the trappings that go with doing wrong. All right? Because that only lasts for a season. All right? At some point, we're all going to die and have to stand before the Most High and give an account for our lives. So I'd rather not be embarrassed when I have to stand before him. Because people think that we're going to just stand before him to be judged by all the things that we've done. And that also is a lie. That is not true. We are going to stand before him to not only be judged for the things that we have done, but we're going to also be judged for the things we have not done that you should have done. You dig? So just marinate on that for a minute. Hope everybody has a blessed weekend. Hopefully it will be a nice sunshiny one. And I also hope and pray that it's not full of shenanigans. It seems like every weekend something jumps off, something crazy. They're always up to something, doing something wicked on the weekend when people are chilling with their families, when the markets are closed. That's when they want to get up to their thing. And then something will come out. Oh, the government just passed another bill or another law, another rule, or something. Don't you get tired of all of that? Why can't we just have a normal weekend where when Monday comes, the markets just open like they normally do? They open from a quiet weekend, nothing's happened, no breaking news, and the price action can be allowed to have normal price discovery without intervention. Why can't we just have that for once? You know what I mean? I don't think that's too much to ask, do you? Y'all know what it is. PulseWaveTrading.com. Remember, bulls make money, bears make money, and pigs get slaughtered. So remember to take what you can and give nothing back and enjoy the dashboard. I did post for you to pickpocket for today, just for today, so you can peep it, see how the markets, move with it. Take a look, at the end of the day when the market's closed to see how things move, and let me know your feedback, in the trading room, what y'all think. All right. So be encouraged, and I will holler at you guys Monday morning with the pre-market PulseScan, and the rest of you, I'll see you in the trading room. Peace.